How is everybody doing? It's your boy Chapu at Chaps for Jesus. I'm not doing a live unboxing, but what I'm doing is as soon as I'm done recording, I'm uploading this video. Today is August 14th. It is exactly 4 p.m. today. I'm gonna do a quick unboxing of a Labist. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Let's see what it's pronounced. Labists 3D printer. It's an ET4. This is the equivalent. I don't know who copies who, and I honestly don't care, but this is the equivalent of an Annette ET4 Pro. I've had an Annette ET4 Pro before. I had to return it. I had nothing but issues from it. But I have faith in Labist because even though the group is small, they're responsive. I have a lot of warmth from them, and not only did I get myself this, but I'm getting Momage the X1. She just doesn't know. She's been doing so good with that mini CR7. Let's see how she can do with this X1. But anyway, right here, as you can tell, I just got out of class today. The only thing I took off was my socks, and I put my Crocs on because I don't like walking on hard floors. They hurt. So I got the machine today. Hang on, let me get my books out of here. And I'm gonna do what I did yesterday. I'm only gonna go off of what's already inside the box. So what's unique about this machine? It has silent stepper motors, 2208, which I love. What got me addicted to all this was literally the longer LK4 Pros. When I heard how quiet they were, I was stuck. And then from there, I upgraded my Creality to the silent 1.1.5. Can you hear it? And it's running right now. So this machine has the 22A silent stepper motors. It's a 32-bit board. Has auto bed leveling. I don't know if I should technically mention this, but I'm new to all this, so I'm gonna mention it because I don't know any better. From what I've understood, this machine could actually be upgraded to Marlin software directly, so you can bypass the Annette ET4 or the Labists user interface and go directly to Marlin, which is pretty cool. I will tell you what, go to the Labists user group, and you'll see there a young gentleman, I don't remember his name, but you'll see a young gentleman who has one of these that he already started modifying it. He has a chain on the back of it to control the power cable to the gantry that leads to the stepper motors, that leads to the auto bed leveling, the power cord, data cable, all that. Young kid too, and very friendly. My formula yesterday, when I did my Ming the D2 live unboxing, I like this. So long as you have support, which I saw at Labist, I saw the director, manager, creator, CEO, whatever you want to say, he pitches in. I see he answers questions. He redirects people to certain YouTube videos. I did find a YouTube video by a gentleman who is either from Israel or whose name is Israel, who does an Annette ET4 Pro troubleshooting guide for the auto bed leveling and also the unit itself. But all right, so I love it, and what won me over the most is my favorite color, green. Oh man, I love it. So it comes with the Allen keys. It comes with some dope white silk PLA. Here is the belt. That one is possibly for the X. 90% is for the X. And it tells you how it works. Labists. Here's the hotbed. You know what I'm gonna do this time? I'm gonna include, I never put both sides. Even when I had the Annette ET4X, I didn't. And what happens is you put this on the glass, and that way you have one side glass, one side abrasive. So you know what? my goal at Chaps for Jesus is to be as normal as possible and do what you guys would do. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on today. All right, I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm gonna be a good example, because if it's required, might as well, right? All right, so I'm almost to the control board here. I like the way that they packaged it. For some reason, I remember the packaging on the ET4 Pro being different and a little more difficult. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because this one's version from manufacturing 2.0 or what the difference is, but I like it. I did not get this for free. I did not get this as a promotion. Hey, if you do a review, I'll give you the machine. I'm doing it on my own, because I'll be honest with you, when I had the ET4xs, yes, they gave me problems, but I saw their potential, and I was so new that I didn't know how to troubleshoot them. I didn't know what to look for in Cura. I didn't know what support group to join, because the original Annette ET4 Annette group, you get lost. And this Labist group, right off the bat, there's one guy who has like an engineering principle behind him. The young guy that I was mentioning. There's a woman from somewhere in the world who speaks Portuguese. I mean, it's growing, and I see everybody helping each other, showing what the machine can do. So now that I see that, I can tap into someone's potential. Hey, listen, I'm having this issue. Boom, quick response. And then again, Labists, I see them participating a lot in the group. Let me put this down because I don't want to drop it. All right. And here is the main board. Here's what I'll do. As I just finished my Zoom session with my teacher, I'll put this down. Here's a test spool that I can use of my own. Now, what I like about this machine is a 220 millimeter build by 220 millimeter by 250 millimeters. So it's a perfect, it's a square around, but it's taller. It gets rectangular on the height. Alright. I'm actually gonna keep these because this is actually my favorite color, green. And I want to modify one of my printers to have that. Okay. So again, this is the equivalent, I don't know who copies who or what, of the Annette ET4 Pro that has the Autobed leveling, has 2208 silent stepper drivers, 220 millimeter by 220 millimeter by 250 millimeter build. It feels solid, I'll tell you that right now. And what I like about this is that there's already an Annette ET4 profile within Cura, so all I have to do is add the printer and then test it from there. The bed was put together, I didn't have to put the knobs on, I didn't have to put the glass bed on. These wrappers are always tricky. There we go. I guarantee you someone will say, if you would have looked over here in this corner, it would have countered. Efren or Chapu always has it a little different. So again, this is the adhesive tack that I was telling you about. I am going to participate the right way. In the glass with clean cotton. Sterile clean cotton. find out what music I could play, and then I'll dance and I'll sing and I'll do whatever it takes for you folks. I cheat. You saw? See, I put the tack one. What I did is I put the sticky facing up, and I'm taking my glass and I'm putting it down that way because I can see through the glass, but I can't see through the tacky surface, so that I can manipulate and get the best possible surface adhesion here. Voila! On the first try, guys. Look at that. Like a glove. And then on here, there's a protective coating on the bed itself. Remove it. It can catch fire. Why would I want auto bed leveling? I'll be honest with you folks. I've had my printers leveled to where I haven't had to re-level one in about 8 weeks. You know, but what's cool is with the auto bed leveling is, God forbid something happens where I have to step away or something falls on it, and great, let me let it run itself. It does it for you. So instead of you going through the paper trick and doing this and doing that, once you have it set up the right way, it sets itself up from there on in. All right, so what's step one? This is the gantry. This is where the hot end, this is where the extruder is. This is where the filament run out sensor is, which is another add-on bonus. Ding, ding, ding. So if your filament breaks, if your filament runs out, I don't know if this machine sends out an alert. I know my my longer LK4 did not. This one may or may not. That's another thing I noticed on the Labist ET4 Pro. For some reason, they're not including the flat shears, straight shears. Come on, guys, it's like $1 or $2 to you in bulk. I like how everything is already like 95% assembled. This is the Z rod. Be very careful with that. Technically, I should be wearing a glove. I'll leave it alone for now. I won't touch it. And I'll just remove the foam core once I'm ready to set this up. It comes with 4 M4 by 16 screws, and this is what's going to connect the gantry to the main board. And it also comes with 2 M.4 by 6s that are going to connect to the filament holder. That is to hold the glass to the hot bed. What I do with them. Nope. All right. Move along. Let's go ahead and put the gantry on. And again, using what comes in the box, because I know I get frustrated when I watch YouTube videos and I see these professionals that have all these tools, or it gets edited out and you don't see what it looks like. And this size, it doesn't say. All right. So what is the front? The front is to where you see the LCD screen. And the back is obviously the opposite. Is to where we have what looks like an IDE cable that's going to connect to the hot end, the filament run out detector. And then this is the power cord to the hotbed. This is the X stop. Actually, this is the Z stop. And correct me if I'm wrong. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug in the gantry. Now, the two steppers facing up is the back. The empty X-axis where the extruder is, or is supposed to go, is the front. Woo! I did it to myself, folks. Alright. I'm cheating. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the screw up and just allowing the gantry and the screw to work together. Reason why I'm doing that, it shows you to put it on its side and put it on a pillow, prop it and do this and that. I'm already done. And the reason being is I've already put together, believe it or not, 4 ET4xs and 1 ET4 Pro. So I'm going on some muscle memory. I really did like it. I did see the potential, but again, I wasn't getting the support I was wanting. And lo and behold, Labists, I kid you not, for some reason, I'm getting a lot more from that little group than any other place or Annette directly. But again, like I say to everybody all the time, that is my personal experience. Not saying the company's bad, not knocking them for anything. It is what it is. This could be tightened a little. And all I want to see is if it can print, and any issues, if any, that you would face at home. Again, I don't have a $100,000 studio. I don't have a director. I don't have a $40,000 computer to edit the videos. I'm doing it as raw as possible, and I'm trying to keep it as, natural as possible. Because sometimes we'll face issues that they don't show in the videos. It would suck if it's me that faces them, but why not? I mean, someone has to learn. No one wants to be the scapegoat. It's alright, I'm kidding. It's a learning experience. So what am I connecting now? This cable that looks like an IDE ribbon cable that is coming from the motherboard, control board, main board, however you want to call it, with the tooth facing backwards towards me, towards you. If the LCD is facing that way, forward. Foam, now that it's solid. There's the glass. I'm not gonna put the glass plate just yet, in case that hot end comes tumbling down, and I don't want to damage anything. Here's the instructions. Power cord Mingda, this is what I'm saying. For some reason, you're the only one that had like the smallest power cord on the stinking planet. Constructive criticism. Looks small, right? This is 5 feet. This is 5 feet. This one, it didn't cost them that much. Just saying. Not no 2 foot, 3 foot cords, guys. Come on now. We got big people like me. It's the zip tie. And here is the hot end. Why did I just yell? I have no idea, but I did. The one thing I do off the bat, excuse me, one thing I do off the bat, we all do, but is I changed the Bowden tubing to 1.9 millimeter Capricorn. The reason being is the plastic that they use for the Capricorn, I believe it's called PTFE tubing. It resists a higher heat, number one, and it's more slick. I think the slang term is slippery, so it allows for more flexible filament to be used. All right, so here's the Bowden tube. Here are the 2 fan power cords. Here is the thermistor power connector. Here's the hot end power. And that's everything. Oh, and the one with the multiple colors is for the Autobed leveling, BL Touch, I believe. No, this one is a sonic sensor, which I like. All right, so the entry port that I chose, which looked a lot simpler to me, is I came in, instead of where the stepper motor is, I went through the tensioning pulley. And there she goes. She's connected. I'll put the Bowden tube in for now. Let me connect. And everything is labeled, folks. Let me see if I can get you in as close as possible. Do I have this one? I did, but I don't know where I put it. Let me get this box out of the way. God forbid there's a fire, I don't want to get stuck. But on the back there, everything is literally labeled. If you're colorblind, that's okay. They labeled it with letters. On the machine, it's on the extruder. Like for example, end. That's for the hot end. So we're gonna plug that END to END. END to END. There it is, labeled. We're gonna plug in BL to BL, which is for bed leveling. It would have been dope if it stood for Bluetooth leveling. Fan number 1. Sorry folks, my sausage fingers don't allow me to cooperate. Temperature, which is for the thermistor. And the last one is unlabeled. This is the only one that's unlabeled. Everything else is labeled. End to end, BL to BL, fan 1 to fan 1, temp to temp. This, I believe, is the data connection to the bed leveler. Let's go ahead and connect that. I've already connected the power cord to my stepper driver. This machine is ready to go. Just kidding. You need to connect the belt. Was seeing if you were paying attention. Here's how I've done it. I put the belt down and I carefully drive over it. And I pass it on both ends until I get underneath. I know they don't want you to do this without gloves. Unfortunately, I don't have any. Wow! Alright, I'll point this out in a minute. I didn't see this before, and I'll explain why I'm excited. Alright. Oh man, I want to move fast just to point this out. The way that they connect the Z-rod to the stepper motor, the connection that they're using, whatever it's called, I know it has a technical term, the Galen, whatever it is, I love it. Compared to every other one, it looks more solid. I love it. It just looks more attractive. It looks like they chose a better metal. They chose a better processing, I guess you want to call it, as to how they took care of that. So good kudos there. I like it very much. And that's this, you know, folks. Sorry for the Blair Witch effect. This right here. I love it. It's so neat. It's so clean. And before, what I was telling you, the wires, hopefully you can see, everything is neatly labeled. I like that. Good job, Labists. I think it stands for a lab of hobbyists, because I mean, we're all pitching in there, we're all helping each other out, and if it's not and they steal it from me, 10%. All right, so I got that section in. Ooh, I think that I found her. I found my lonely girl. I even have, I think, a cooler mod for my ET4X that fits this. And I may even have a power cable guide that Mike at HL Modtech made. That's another reason why I like the Nets. Mike has them, he swears by them, he can fix them, he mods them himself, and then he offers free support from his own experience, which I like. Man, why are you fighting me? You're such a beautiful machine. I know you want to play. Just let me dress you already. I had it in and it jumped out. Come on, why are you fighting me? It's not funny. It's not funny. It feels loose, but it can be tensioned, which is good. Which is a good thing, Johnny. Here's tension. The reason why you don't want too much loosening in your belts, you get a lot of ghosting in your prints. That's not a good thing. Love it. Actually, that's too tight. The best way to tension it, take everything, all the tension off. That's 0. Move it to where it's so tight where you feel like, man, this just feels rough. That's level 10. You have to get it to level 1 to where you feel the belt, but the pulleys or the wheels or the bearings feel loose enough to where it's almost like they don't recognize that the belt is there, but yet the belt is there to drive them. Too loose, your prints are gonna look like trash. Too tight, same thing. Too much of anything, too little of anything, you already know. There it is. I like it. Oh yeah. I like it. Alright, so we went ahead and put it together. Now all that's left is for the filament holder. They include an SD card, an SD reader, a spare Bowden tube connector, which is good, and it's the same size on both ends. Yes, that's good. Came with all the screws to connect everything. Came with the hot end, a spare fuse. It did not include a flat shear, which I don't know why. Straight shear. And I'm going to use the filament holder that comes with the box. I like that they put an angle on the filament holder because it alleviates stress between the filament and to its destination. It gives it a curl. I remember how I did this. There's a trick on getting it. Bam. I don't know if I can get it. Got it. What am I doing? I'm fighting to save every millimeter that I can from this spool holder. Bam. That was a cramp. There you have it, folks. She's put together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glass bed on. Some people prefer the flexible beds. I don't. They warp too much. So does glass, but glass does it over time. Just relieving some of that tension on the spring. It's good that they're tight, but sometimes you'll get arthritis by the time you put it on. No shifting. Here's the instruction manual. Let's fire her up. Need a long cord. Sorry, I had to stop a print. It's a habit. It's like becomes second nature. I got stuck in it for a minute. All right, got my power cord here. I like the Labists logo there. What does the instruction manual say about setting it up? Let's see. Warranty registration. I connected everything. Leveling and preparation. After assembling the machine, tighten the nuts beneath the bed which I missed one. It's good to do it with 0 power. That's it. That's pretty sick. Where's this side? I like that it has a low power supply, 200 watts total. I like that, even including a hotbed and auto bed leveling and all that. What does that translate to you? More money in your pocket, that's for sure. All the nuts are tight. All right, powered on. For auto leveling, power the machine on, press setting menu home, press on the printer, press setting menu home to home the extruder, okay? Setting, home. That's my fault, folks. They had another piece of rubber. Always double check. Fault to me, not to them. Let me do home one more time. See, it does work. Fault to me. It's working. Oh, okay. Press, prepare, leveling, auto leveling, yes. Manual. Prepare, level, auto level. Okay, so what did I do? Prepare, level is on the top left. Okay. Let it do its thing. The printer has 25 points. It must check to auto level. The screen will only show 9 points. The auto leveling process takes about 6 minutes. Press on and the OK pop up to end the leveling process. Start automatic leveling, yes. So we went to prepare, level, top left, and I hit prepare, and then it asked me if I wanted to do it, and I hit yes. So this takes about 6 minutes. while it's doing its thing, I'm gonna check on the other printer. Just removing some whatever this is that gets on the on the metal. It's making it grind. I know it came with sample filament. I'm not gonna go off of that. No fault to Labists. 8 out of 10 times, they're not that good. Oh, it's done. Complete leveling. Okay. All right. Being that it says it's done, I'm gonna load some filament, and I'm gonna print something that's already on the SD card. I'm gonna keep that. Put it up here. Just like it a lot. Load that filament in there, and I'm going to put it through the filament run out detector. One thing I recommend, folks, at the minimum, get yourself Ziploc bags and get silica packets. They keep your filament fresher longer. Because what happens is if they get wet or moist, you start getting failed prints, and it's not fun. The one thing I give a net or Labists, whoever it is that originally makes this, the one thing I give Labists right now the credit, I like their extruder. The plastic feels like a really solid molded plastic. The ones on the Creality, they felt kind of cheap. All right. I want this to work. I really want to love this machine. Why? Because I love the community. B, because my daughter wants that little printer so bad. She keeps pointing it out when she sees an advertisement on it. And because I like the community. I really do. Maybe I'll meet my wife there. I like to be organized as much as I can. Okie dokie. Now we're going home. We're going to print. I haven't put anything on the bed. I like the principle. If it's good, you shouldn't need much. I know you saw me putting spray, but it's from another printer that is missing a cooling part, so the spray is helping it adhere. But for here, I don't want to. I saw somebody print a rocket. Let me go ahead and do a rocket also. I'm just gonna see if the first layer adheres. If it does, I'll end it there, just like my other reviews. I'll then continue to print, take photos, upload them. Any issues I may have, I'll upload that. And any other prints that I'm able to successfully get out of this printer, I will. I feel very confident. I really do. I like the community so far. I like the support. There's one gentleman there. I didn't ask his permission, so I'm not going to say his name. Who I've seen him answer several questions several times already. I like that. That's reciprocity. She goes. She heated up. Oops, that's my fault, I guess. So right now I gotta give it its chance because it's the first time I'm using it, so it has to prime. And then I got to make any manual adjustments I can in order to get the print to go. I don't know if nothing's coming out. The only thing was, it was just a little too tight, which is normal. It could happen if I would have leveled it. And this is what I like to do. If I don't like the first layer, I stop, confirm, prepare, what was it? Just want to get it to auto home. Okay. Now let me flip these around. I guess I put them on the wrong way and the machine caught on. I don't want to damage a beautiful machine. A good machine too. I'm gonna print the rocket again. Now, I didn't read completely through the Autobed leveling, the manual, how to set it all up. Fault to me. So while it does that, let me go ahead and read on it. It just might be a step I'm missing, because I know they usually have offsets. Oh, much better. Alright, so it's going, folks. The printer works. Probably a fault to me. I'm no expert, never claimed to be, on the leveling portion, but other than that, it works. Out of the box. It does exactly what it needs to do. It does exactly what it said it would do. It worked exactly how it said it would. The only user error. That's it. Other than that, I love it. I give it a thumbs up. I'm going to continue with the print. It has the proper cooling. I see it doing what it needs to be doing. I got my black filament loaded up. It seems kind of low for the bed, but I'll let it do its thing. Alright folks, like I said before, I'm going to end the film here. I'm going to go ahead and upload it to my Chaps for Jesus Facebook and to my YouTube. Thank you folks.